I never imagined the woman I loved would threaten to cheat just because I wanted to celebrate my best friend's last night of singledom. Yet, that's exactly what happened. It all started with a single text. My best friend Mark asked if I was free the next weekend for his bachelor party. He joked that he picked me as best man because he trusted me to keep the night fun and legal. I smiled at the message, already picturing embarrassing toasts and silly speeches. But when I mentioned to my girlfriend, Sarah, her reaction caught me off guard. "You're not going," she said flatly, as though the decision had already been made. I laughed, thinking she was joking. "It's Mark's bachelor party. Of course I'm going." She didn't laugh with me. She crossed her arms and just stared. Bachelor parties are disgusting. Drunk men, strippers, temptation everywhere. I stepped closer, placing my hands on her shoulders, trying to reassure her. "We're just playing golf during the day and having dinner at night. Nothing crazy." She shook her head. "You say that now, but I've heard the stories. I'm not staying home while you party with half-naked women." I pulled back. "Do you not trust me?" She sighed, exhausted. "I trust you. I don't trust the situation." That argument spiraled into more fights. Each day that week ended in slammed doors and silent dinners. I kept hoping she would calm down once she realized how unreasonable she was being. But things only worsened. 3 nights before the bachelor party, she said something that changed everything. "If you go," she said quietly, not raising her voice, "I'm sleeping with someone else." The room tilted. I stared at her, waiting for a laugh, an apology, anything to take it back. Her expression didn't change. "I mean it," she added. "If you go out and act single, so will I?" Those words hit me like a punch. "So that's what you think of me?" I asked. "I think men cheat when given a chance," she said, as if reading from a book. "And you? Would you cheat if you go?" I walked away before I could say something I'd regret. That night, I slept on the couch, trying to process the woman I thought I knew. The days leading up to the party were a minefield. She watched me like I was already guilty, checking my phone, scrolling through messages, asking who I was texting. I felt like a criminal in my own home. But the more she pushed, the clearer one thing became. Her fear wasn't about me. It was about her. No trustworthy partner uses cheating as a threat. No loyal person wields betrayal like a bargaining chip. The night before the party, she tried to soften. She curled up next to me, running her hand along my arm. "You're staying home tomorrow, right?" she whispered. I stared at the dark ceiling. "No," her fingers froze. "What?" she asked. "I'm going," I said calmly. "This isn't about a party. It's about control." She sat up. "So you're choosing them over me?" "I'm choosing not to be threatened," I said. She turned away and didn't speak again. The next morning, I packed a small bag and headed for the door. She stood in the hallway, arms wrapped around herself, eyes blazing with anger and panic. "This is your fault," she hissed. I didn't respond. I just left. The bachelor party wasn't wild. Golf, dinner, a couple drinks. Mark was happy. We laughed, roasted him for his quirks. I should have felt good, but part of me kept checking my phone, bracing for the fallout. Eventually, I just turned it off. When I returned home the next day, her car was gone. The house was quiet, too quiet, in the bedroom. The sheets were messed up, pillows shifted, a scarf that wasn't hers lay on the floor. No note, no apology, just absence. I sat on the edge of the bed, letting the silence envelop me. I should have cried or screamed, but I felt nothing but numbness because deep down, I already knew. Her threat wasn't empty. It was a confession. She had crossed that line long before I left. Hours later, she returned like nothing had happened. She smelled of cheap cologne that wasn't mine. "Want dinner?" she asked, voice casual. I stood. "Who was he?" She froze. Her face hardened. "You went," she said. "I told you what would happen. You cheated." I said simply. "No," she snapped. "You forced my hand. I wasn't going to be the only one hurting. You were hurting because you were cheating long before this." I said. Her eyes flickered. The closest thing to a confession I ever got. I picked up my bag. "I'm done, Sarah. I deserve better than threats. Better than this." She rolled her eyes. Grow up. Relationships take work. I laughed, not because it was funny, but because of how absurd everything had become. Threatening to sleep with someone else isn't work. It's manipulation. And I was done being manipulated. She reached for me, panic in her voice. Wait, we can fix this. No, I said, stepping back. You broke it on purpose. I walked out. This time, she was the one left in silence. I moved in with a friend for a while. She tried calling, texting, even showing up at his door, crying about mistakes. But every tear came with a new layer of blame. She never admitted what she had done. Finally, I understood something I wish I had realized sooner. People who threaten to cheat are usually already cheating. Loving someone shouldn't feel like being held hostage. It shouldn't feel like choosing between your freedom and their approval. I chose myself, even though it hurt. Mark's wedding is next month. I'll be standing beside him, smiling, genuinely happy for someone who found real love, the kind that doesn't need threats to survive. I'm healing slowly, but I've learned this. Respect matters more than romance, and trust speaks louder than any promise. If anyone ever says, do what I want or I'll cheat, just walk away. Love doesn't need ultimatums.